disgust for what happened to my son. And even while we live in St. Lucia, I continue to follow the news and see many of your faces who took the streets, who took the steps, and who really sent out your voices to demand justice for my son. I'm deeply appreciative of what you've done, and I want to say thanks to the Dallas area Churches of Christ, my brethren who have stood with me and who have given me really great support, to all the activist groups, to the civil rights groups, to the mothers who have been impacted by police brutality, and every one of you. It could not have been done by the family alone, and your voice, your efforts really contributed to the justice that I received on behalf of my son. Like I said before, my family's leaving. We're going back to St. Lucia. But you have to do all that is necessary to make Dallas a safer place. I think if we start with Dallas, the other states in America will follow suit and make America better. So on behalf of my family, on behalf of the people of St. Lucia, and on behalf of my son, Botham, I thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. It's very painful to come to Dallas because I came when Botham was alive. I spent 3 weeks with Botham. I paid for that red mat. I paid for that ironing board and the bar stools that we saw in his apartment. So every time I pass on Lamar Street, it's very, very, very painful. I don't know that I want to be back in Dallas. Dallas robbed me of my son. But I don't see everyone in Dallas as an Amber Guyger. I think there are decent people in Dallas, and I wish every one of you well. But it's very painful to come back to the place that my son loved, yet still he was killed here.
Ms. Jean, what are you hoping to hear from Chief Paul that you haven't heard yet since the trial finished?
I don't want to hear anything. I want to see change. I think we've heard a lot.
That's right.
We're just hearing, but hearing does nothing. We need to seek meaningful change. We need to seek investigations, and we need to seek outcomes from these investigations.
Yes.
So talk, but no action means nothing.
And I know, well, at the time I didn't know the cameras were on. After the sentencing, I saw Amber's family leave the room, and along with Amber, and we left and came back. Upon coming back, I didn't think any cameras would be on. I thought it was over because we have the conviction, we have the sentencing, and I was asked to, they asked all of us, any of us who wanted to do the
Victim impact.
victim impact statement, and that's when I came up and I said, I'll do it. And then I was called, not knowing the attention it would get, but I did it. I said what I had to say. I meant what I said, and I thank God that I got the courage to say it.
It's important to note that, and Brandon's told me before, that 2 minutes before he gave the impact statement, he wasn't giving any statement. And then 2 minutes later, he was in the witness box, speaking his heart to the person who murdered his brother. It showed incredible bravery, but it wasn't something done for show. And I think that's the reason it's connected so well all over the country.
Does anyone have any reaction to the judge and her actions afterward too?
If you were present in that courtroom, what Brant did bordered the miraculous, and the spirits had simply changed. I know that we want law and order, and there's jurisprudence, and jurisprudence says when a person is convicted of a crime and sentenced, you don't touch them. No one does. You're not allowed to. The bailiffs won't allow it. They will drag you out of the court. That's the rules. But Brandon asked for permission. He wanted to break that barrier, and he did. And the mood in the courtroom changed. And two very splintered communities began to look at each other like humans again. And the judge began to act like a human instead of a judge. I know she's received blowback for it. I think it's unjustifiable. She had a human moment, and we respect her for that as well.
If I can make a statement in regards to that, and I think this is imperative, particularly for a city like Dallas. Let's remember that the city of Dallas is the most segregated and racially inequitable city in all of America. We must hold both of these testimonies in tension with one another. Yes, we have forgiveness, but forgiveness does not absolve us of our responsibilities for justice.
Say it.
And so it's imperative that we have both mother and son standing side by side, because these are the parallel streams that we must advance down together. They're not mutually exclusive, but both are required for us to achieve justice for all.